How's everyone doing? This is my review for Thor. I grew up watching this movie, and if you're wondering why I'm reviewing this, if you're a Marvel fan, you should know why. If you're not, do not tell them. I'm not going to tell you. So, I'm just going to review it, and if you don't know why, so be it. This is an interesting movie for me. I grew up watching this movie, but I do remember not liking it as much as, like Iron Man and the Avengers and all that. I never really did like this movie growing up, but it's a fine movie. It's a passable MCU movie. To me, there's no bad MCU movie. If they're not good, they're just fine. They have their ups and downs, but it's fine. And you know the rules with my reviews. I only give out my negatives on this little notepad right here. And let's begin. One of my negatives of there should have been a scene where Thor lifted the hammer instead of just like them talking about it when they're young kids, and it just cuts to a scene where Thor's lifting up his hand, having the hammer in his hands. There should have been a scene where it shows him picking up the hammer. It would have made more sense. It would have been more cool, and we would have seen the true Thor. I would have liked to see that, but for some reason they didn't do that. Maybe it was budget issues, or maybe they did, but maybe they did put it in it, but they didn't like how the way it turned out, and they just edited it out of the movie. Like, oh yeah, this sucked. Let's just take it out of the movie. But I don't know. And the Frost Giants in this movie, they felt forgotten. They were supposed to be a villain in this movie, but they weren't a villain like at all in this movie. They were just like forgotten. Like when you're watching this movie and when Thor is on Earth and all that, and Loki is obviously a villain, you forget about the Frost Giants. And like why Thor is there. Like they're just very forgettable, and they don't show up again until the last. Like they only have like maybe 15 minutes of screen time. Maybe not even that, maybe 12 at least. They have no screen time at all, and well, they do, but they don't do anything in this movie. They don't progress the story. They don't do anything with the story. So yeah, I don't understand what they were doing there, but yeah. And honestly, this barely feels like a Thor movie. Like, I mean, there's some things where Thor's talking about needing to get his hammer back and how he's a son of Odin, but other than that, it feels like an alien like clones somebody and like it goes on Earth but feels threatened and all that. That's basically what this movie feels like to me personally. This movie has its fans, which sure, that's fine. But to me, this just didn't feel like a Thor movie to me, honestly. And yeah, the comedy does not work in this movie for me. That's the problem with a lot of MCU movies, is that they do a lot of comedy, but it just does not work at all. Yeah. Um, did no one hear Thor's hammer crash in the middle of the earth? Like when it came down, did no one hear like a huge explosion or anything? Are people deaf? Are people deaf in this movie? That's what I want to know. And what else did I write down? Sorry if I keep looking down and then looking at the camera. I just want to make sure this is not. It's right here. Okay, there we go. Oh god, I'm so sorry for this. Okay, so like when Thor gets gets thrown onto Earth and is not worthy of his hammer anymore, Thor still thinks he's worthy. But didn't he hear his dad was like, you're not worthy anymore. Did he not hear him? Or is he deaf? Does he still think he's worthy? What was he doing there? Putting Hawkeye in this movie was a bad mistake. He has like a 5-minute role in this movie where he's trying to take down Thor. Why put him in this movie at all? He does nothing with the movie just to set him up in the Avengers movie. But like I said, they do absolutely nothing with him in this movie. And I really wish they did more with him, or just don't put him in here at all. Did God, I just hated how they put Hawkeye in this movie. Uh, how did Loki know where Thor was when he was in prison? Like, how did he know where he was? That like makes no sense to me. Like, how did he get there? Where did he come from? Where did he come from? And how did you know where Thor was? Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments. That's what I want to know. Oh god. Aren't the Bifrosts supposed to live in the cold? Because, like, if they have heat around them, don't they die because they have to be cold? Because they're literally called Bifrosts. And, they should be cold. They should be like, oh god, who's the ice guy from Batman? I forget his name. I'm very tired, so I just can't remember his name. But anyways, yeah, they're supposed to live in cold. Also, the robot that slaps Thor, that was barely a slap. It was a bitch slap, and somehow that like killed him for like a minute. Scratched his whole face. There was barely any scars. How did it kill him? That's what I want to know. Put this round. How did Thor grab his hammer when he was like dead on the floor, basically? Like, I don't know if he was dead. Or maybe it was just really passed out. I don't know what they were doing there. How did he grab it? Is my question. That's what I want to know. When the I forget. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Heimdall. That's what I'm gonna say. The black guy who can open the gate to like other dimensions. Maybe I pronounced his name wrong. I don't know. Was frozen? How did the ice melt when he was frozen? Like, wouldn't the ice have melted when he was frozen? I don't know. Maybe it's some powerful ice that you could be frozen forever. I mean, they do live in cold and all that, so I guess I just answered my own question. But in the end, guys, passable MCU movie. I do know Thor. Get rid of that. Thor: The Dark World is not good because I watched it a few days ago and I didn't like it, but I'm still gonna review it. No matter what, I'm gonna review it. And this is a movie I say that you can stream on Disney Plus. If you're looking for a Thor movie, I don't recommend this one. Well, depends what kind of Thor fan you are. And if you want to watch the first Thor movie, go ahead and watch it. And yeah, for me, it's a personal stream it. Have a good day, guys, and hopefully you enjoyed my review. And hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you do not miss any of my videos. Until then, take care.